And welcome to the Smit Hole as we're about to chill out and vibe out with Midnight Oil live from 1985. Feel like I'm channeling Back to the Future right there. On a sunset on Sydney Harbor. Concert on Goat Island. It is the Oils on the Water live performance, and could not be more stoked to check this out. Actually recording this way later than I had intended to. And this is a band that I have only known one song for years and years and years, but I love that one song. Why I never got into it is beyond me. But recently did a couple reactions and discovered that I really wanted to check this live performance out. If you're here, I appreciate you. Hopefully you dig this reaction, and I could not be more stoked. I will say that this is not one full video. This is a series of videos on a playlist, so shout out to Skitizen, I think I'm saying that correctly, who's got this playlist on YouTube. I'll try to include that link on this description. So shout outs. It is missing one track, track 8. So sorry in advance, I guess. But let's do that. Actually, before we do that, let's do this. Let's get the fucking message out.
What the hell?
On April 1st, 2021, I ditched a career I absolutely hated to better myself and do the things I've always wanted to do. And that included my growing love and obsession with Ireland. I want to learn everything. Culture, history, mythology, music, and the language, which, if I'm being honest, looks really hard to learn, but I'm going to give it the old Smith try. Then, of course, there is my love of pubs and the role that they've played throughout history, and no better example of that than on that beautiful, beleaguered island in the North Atlantic, Ireland. April 1st, 2026, I depart for the Emerald Isle, and for 1 year, I'll hike town by town and conduct interviews with pub owners, pub regulars, historians, town know-it-alls, musicians, and basically anybody that wants to talk to me. If you'd like to support the project and the journey, basic Patreon support is only $3 a month, but just liking a video or subscribing to the channel and following the journey is just as helpful. I'm always looking for volunteers to work as liaisons for the project too, so if you live in Ireland and know people, feel free to hit me up. This is a huge goal, and I need all the help I can get. The Smitty Learns Irish Pubcast begins April 26th and will be my life's work. Thank you. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's get into this, shall we? It will be track 1. Song 1. Best of both worlds. Let's kick it off. Oils on the Water.
We've got the best of both worlds, Oz people.
I'm really stoked to see like the ferocity of what I've heard in studio recordings translated live. We'll fucking say that before we get rocking and rolling, which we are now in 3, 2, 1.
We've got the best of both worlds, Oz people.
Fuck you, Mick Jagger. He's got the moves. Ha!
You say times are tough. We've got the best of both worlds here. Things are rough. We've got the best of both worlds here. Times are tough. We've got the best of both worlds.
Man, they're ferocious.
The real
awesome. Man. I have thoughts. Yeah, man, there's so much ferocity in this band. I love bands that just exude a ferociousness that only they can really pull off. You know what I mean? Rage Against the Machine is one of those bands where it's just, you can only really buy those songs from those guys, you know? Has to be just delivered in a certain way. But man, it is, I did not necessarily expect like a super rad screaming guitar in there. Not even like a typical solo, you know, just some screaming fucking guitar. There's some cool noise going on. The vibe is so infectious, it's ridiculous. These fucking guys. People in the crowd are not moving near enough. I'm joking, obviously. Not really. Kind of.
Ho!
Man, these guys are fun.
Quartet have just left stage right.
I love the idea of like, I love the idea of, you know how you typically get to know a band, right? A lot of times where maybe you hear a couple songs on the radio and you're like, oh, that band's opening for this band and I'm going to fucking see them. So you see them live after you've really only heard a song or two, you know? I like the idea of like, oh, I'm going to go check out a live show from a band I've only heard a couple songs from, even though they've been around for 40 years probably at this point. God damn, 40 years, huh? Whew, old.
This song is especially for those people who are sitting on the Gold Coast or the Sunshine Coast or the Cannabis Coast or the Cane Coast or
Cannabis Coast. We're on the Cannabis Coast today, by the way.
Coast or whatever.
Legal
A
marijuana.
little concerned about the disappearance of natural things. And I'll introduce Mr. Robert Hurst to sojourn us ever so pleasantly for it.
The Generals talk. When the Generals talk. That bass. His voice sounds like a fucking siren.
Out there on the platform, he is speaking to the people.
What the hell? Everything!